everyone, welcome to MC Eternal 2. This is episode 23 of our Let's Play series for Minecraft Java. And in this episode, we're going to be messing with Create, and we're going to be starting Botania. So this is our new Create / Botania room. This over here is where our workstation is going to be, where we're going to store our stuff and all that. This is going to be where our pure daisy is, and this is going to be our tree farm. Tree farm is important because we need to be able to provide charcoal for our mana production. So it's going to be this big thing. We're going to have this going, tree farm, and then I'm probably going to knock out this wall, go behind the wall right here, and we're going to set up some create power, and we're going to have a tree farm sorter, and then it's going to go into charcoal gen, and we're probably going to have it set it up to where we can make blocks out of the charcoal. I mean, that's not necessary, but I would like to do that, but it's not necessary. We could probably not do that. We could probably just have it straight up charcoal. But then we're going to have it go into our flowers, and they're going to produce mana over right around in here somewhere. And we'll have our terra steel over here, and probably over here in this corner we'll have the enchanter set up, but I mean, I might use it, we'll see. But so yeah, that's how all's laid out. We gotta build all of it. So this is water. This is where our petal apothecary is gonna go. We are all set to boogie. I did this last night before I went to bed. I stayed up a little late, but that's okay. I had to go and get resources because I didn't have enough azurine to do what I wanted to, so I had to go mine it out of the caves, and I had to get more calcite, and it was just a big thing, but I got all of it. And then this is limestone, which we got from the dripstone area. Looks really good. I took our silk touch pickaxe out and I got some grass blocks and distributed them through the area so that it would spread. Looks good, I think. I like the way it looks. All of these lights have to stay here. We're going to replace them once we get to the nether, because I want to get those I don't remember what they're called, those little shroom lights that you can find on the in the warp forest and stuff. I'm gonna replace these with shroom lights in the ground. But for now, this is the way it has to be, because we don't want any spawns out here. So I tried to get some stuff together. I probably didn't get everything we needed, but I tried to get a few things together. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to grow some flowers. So if you go into the quest lines for Botania, it tells you that the flowers, well, at least it did. I don't know where I read that, but it said the flowers were found in the B area, the B dimension. But you know what? You don't need to do that, okay? You can do it here. So, how do you do that? Well, it's pretty simple. You're going to use the bone meal to make floral fertilizer. So that's 1 bone meal and 4 dyes of any kind. It can be any kind of dyes. However, it just so happens that bone meal turns into white dye, so all you really need is bone meal. Okay? So we're going to make up a whole bunch of this floral fertilizer. And I will show you why. When you use fertilizer on the ground and on a grass block, it creates Botania flowers. See this? So this is all you need to do to get your flowers. You do not have to go to the Bumble Zone if you're like me and you don't like the Bumble Zone. So I am trying really hard to avoid having to go there because I really, really do not like it. I don't know why. I think it's because of the... I don't know. I like these, so... The Bumble Zone just feels... I don't know. I just don't like it. I played it in a mod pack a long time ago, and I was like, I don't like this, so we are not going to be doing it. Maybe if I get super OP, I'll go there, just so you guys can see it, but I'm not really interested in it. So we don't really need a bazillion flowers, and I'll show you why. We're just going to use up what we got. And then we'll, oops, I didn't mean to delete that. We'll just, use what we've got, and then we're going to multiply our flowers, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. It's going to require a little setup to do it properly. You can set up a room to do this in if you want with water dispensers, and it will make it go faster, but I don't want to go through all that hoopla just for this. I really don't. This is working out fine. You can also make a little petal pouch that allows you to pick up all the flowers, because I mean there's a lot of them, right? Don't really need to do it. I was going to, but then I realized that they weren't really spawning very much in the world, so I just decided not to. I mean, it just takes up an inventory space, right? I think you can actually set up a sophisticated backpack to only... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. To only pick up flowers if you would like to do that. I have digging claws on, so I can dig with bare hands. So if I accidentally hold the mouse button down too long, it'll dig up a hole. So... we're almost through it. We don't want to use all of our bone meal because they're going to use it for something else. So we're just going to use the rest of our floral fertilizer and call it a day. All right. So now that we have a whole bunch of flowers, right? We can pick these up because we found these in the world. There. So there's our flowers. Okay. So you want to automate the flowers. I mean, you don't have to, it just makes it easier. But this is how you do it, okay? So I know we're going to need a whole bunch of white flowers. So you grab your bone meal, and I'm going to need a pair of shears. I don't think I have any shears in my backpack, do I? I usually keep like 50 gazillion things in my backpack at any given time, but it doesn't look like I have shears. So, all right, so we brought our resources here. We're going to stick them in one of these drawers. So this is for our apothecary. So I'm going to need some of this for sure. And let's grab these seeds out. Now this is for like over here. Stick it over there. Alright, so let's make a dispenser. So we need a bow and some redstone. Of course, we're going to need redstone anyway. Redstone, a bow. So there's our dispenser. And I guess we'll do it like over here maybe. Like this. So we'll put our dispenser right here. Oh right, I'm gonna have to have a clock, aren't I? Gonna have to have a clock. So we'll do this real quick. Oh, actually, can I do that? Oh, I don't know. I might not be able to do it. I can't remember if it requires quartz. Does it require quartz? Of course, I could just type up repeater. I hate typing. Repeater. Oh, no, it doesn't require. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. I've deliberately brought some of this stone, so I'm gonna craft some of these repeaters up real quick. 2 repeaters. This is repeater 1, 1, and 2. Might need to go one more back. Yeah. Yeah, gotta go one more back. It's okay. Why is it doing that? Alright, there we go. One more back. So you go there. You go there. We'll hook you together and everyone's happy. Shazam. Alright, so what we're going to do I don't want it to bone meal the ground. I want it to bone meal the flour. So I need to make a redstone torch to get it going. I think it would have to be pointed at the ground for it to bone meal the ground. So it should be fine. So, nope. I fuzzled it. Okay. Try again. Maybe we'll do it over here. There it goes. All right, so we're going now. So we got our repeater going, and we can put a couple of lights in here so we don't get spooned. All right, just like that. Puts this up. Okay, so you have these flowers. You're gonna turn them into petals. Right? when you put a petal in the ground, it'll start to sparkle. If you put the bone meal, it bone meals it. You see that? I don't think it'll keep using the bone meal, will it? Can I click on you? Well, the flower is in the way, so you use the shears on the flower. Right? So it's not using it. See that? So you plant, 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 plant. Okay, the reason to do this is the regular flowers are worth 2 petals. These are worth 4 petals. So you can, in essence, double your petals. Does that make any sense? Do it to the side. That way I'm not breaking the block. I'm gonna have to turn the digging claws off. Give me this. Give me those. So anyway, that's how that works. And I think you can just do this. Yeah. So you can actually turn it off. But you'll have to restart this. If you want to do that. So I probably just put a door right here, to be honest. That way, yeah. I'll probably just end up putting a door right there. I did bring some wood with me, which I could use. So we'll just stick a door there, so we have to have, because we have to have access, right? So. Sorry, it's in the morning for me. I'm not awake yet. Oh, because this was in the way. Okay. All right. You can also have a dispenser dispensing the flower petals onto the dirt if you want. And then all you have to do is trim the verge. Seven more. So I suggest you doing this with any of the flowers that you're going to be using a lot of. So if you look at the recipes, like we know we're going to make a whole bunch of endo flames. So any flowers that are going to be used profusely, you should probably dupe them. Excuse me, sorry. You should probably dupe them just for your own sanity. Alright, so anyway. Go and shut that off. Alright, so what are we going to do now? So we have a whole bunch of white flowers, right? So our petals. Try to figure out where I'm going to stick everything. So we'll put our petals right here, I guess. So we have a bunch of tall flowers, so we can put them in there. So, like, we only have 7 orange ones, and, like, you know, I know we're going to need red a lot, and we're going to need brown. So you can totally go through and, dupe the flowers that you need the most of. Okay, so we're going to need this. We're going to need 1 petal. And we're going to make an apothecary. So you can make it out of different stuff. You see this? So you can make it out of, like, whatever you want to make it out of. But we're just gonna do the basic one. So here's our petal apothecary. You're gonna need to have a bucket, and you're gonna need to have seeds in your inventory. We're done with this for right now. And we can put this up. Okay, so how do you work this thing? Well, it's all elementary, my dear. So we want to make a pure daisy. That's the very first thing that you want to make, because that is what's going to get everything else kick-started. So we got to find the pure daisy in here somewhere. There it is. Pure daisy. So we're going to need 4 petals and some seeds, right? So we have petals already in here. So you're going to come over here and you're going to fill this with water. And then you're going to put in 4 petals and 1 seed. You see that? So we only need the 1 for now. Probably fill this back up. Alright, so now you have your pure daisy. So what does this do? Well, the pure daisy does exactly what it says. It purifies stuff. So we're going to do some stones first. It only works on regular stone, so you'll have to smelt some up. Now, if we make another purified daisy and then combine it with a floating you can make, so it's a pasture seed, right? That requires mana, so there's this grass in here, but you can make a floating version, and you could actually stack this up. So you can have this one, and then one on here, and one here, and let you stack all these up to the ceiling. That way it's all converting all at once, and it just saves time. But we're not quite there yet. We need to get some of this stone created, and it takes a little while, see? You can tell it's working because it has little particles. And when it's done, you just mine it up. So we're going to need a bit of this, okay? And then we're going to do some wood. So we need to stay on top of this. Alright, so while we're doing that, we're also going to be working on some create stuff, which I haven't moved yet. I need to. Have not moved it yet. So we'll put our resources in here. So this is where our living rock is going to go. And our seeds go back into here. And we're done with these for right now. We'll keep that on us because we're still working with it. We'll wait for this to do its thing, and then we're gonna go get some crits going. We need to do some crit stuff. So we're gonna need to build. Well, we're gonna need a water wheel for one to power our tiny little farm. So we're gonna do a stack of 64 of this stuff initially. We'll stick our crit stuff in here. And we need to make some zinc stuff. So grab some andesite. Like that. Stick this in resources and get 2 more stacks of dungies. And we have more alloy. Alright, super. So now we're going to need to make some strip logs. So the strip logs are going to have to be regular wood. It cannot be Biomes of Plenty wood. But I just made an iron axe to do this. It's not really that big of a deal. And we don't need the tree bark, so we're just going to leave it in here. Alright, let's put some more down. Doing super good on that. Alright, so casings. So to make casings, you just put your tree things down. And then you smack them with the andesite. Just like that. There. Alright, now we have some casings made. We're going to keep these in case we need to make more. Let's go grab these. We have to do wood after we're done with this, so. Doing good, doing good. Okay, so now you're going to make some shafts. We want 2 stacks. And we're going to get some of those thingies out of our inventory. Or our backpack. And we're going to make some of these. Just make a stack of 64. Because you're going to use them, right? So get half the casings. and combine the casings with these. And now we have 16 gearboxes. So, excellent. So now we got to make some more. And we're going to need more shafts. Right? So it's looking good. You don't need a lot of these really to start. So now what we want to do is you have to make them in sets of 4, but the one that's going to be doing the tree farm is just going to be a regular water wheel. And you can make it a big one if you want, if you really think you need that much power. But honestly, just a little water wheel is fine. You don't really need more than that. So we're going to take our little water wheel after we grab this. We're almost done with the stone. I need to get regular wood. Okay, so to get this started, you're gonna put it right like this, right? You're gonna need to decide what direction you want your tree farm to rotate. Do you want it to go counterclockwise or clockwise? I think we should go clockwise, so we'll just use this real quick and put it right there. And then we need a bucket of water. So it depends on where you put your water, right? So if I put the water here, it's going to make it go around like this. And if I put the water right here, it's going to make it turn like that. You see that? This block has to be there though. Otherwise it'll mess it up. Okay, so we got that going around in a circle. And we're almost done with our stack of living rock. And so now we're going to get started on our wood. Because we need to make living wood, right? Okay, so the mechanical bearing sets on top of this. Okay, now notice it's not moving because we haven't put anything on it. I mean, that's the right thing, right? Surely it is. I'm pretty sure it's the right thing. Grab this stuff real quick. It doesn't matter what direction you put the logs, by the way. It's all good. So we'll put that right there. This is not a full stack. We're missing some. 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64. Missing 6. How does McMuffins that happen? Well, that's fine. I'm sure we'll figure it out. Alright, so now what we're going to need to do is we're going to put this stuff back in our backpack, I guess, for right now. We need to go make that glue. Because probably going to need it, right? So you can do this however you want to do it. You can make it pretty or not. So it's all up to you on how you want it to look. So that's how many we're doing. 1, 2, 3, 4 saws. We're going to need 4 saws. So, looking here for the saws. We need these. So we're going to need 4 of them. So 4 times 3 is 12. We need 12 plates and 4 iron nuggies. So we're going to run over here, make the plates up. Ah, I said nuggies, didn't I? I meant bars. We'll need 4 bars. And this is done. So we finally have our stack of 64, and now we're working on that. Okay, so we're going to need 4 casings, and we're going to make 4 of these guys. Now, when you place these guys, it's really important for you to remember which way you told it to go around in circles, okay? So our wheel's going around like that. That means the blades need to be attached to right here. See that? Just like that. And then we need our portable storage interfaces, which means we're going to need these guys. So I'm going to need some more. At least 2. So there's our portable storage interfaces. So you want to decide how it's going to go, right? Because they're going to talk to each other. So portable storage interface right there. And then he's going to talk to this guy right here. So the storage interface is going to talk to the other one. So it needs to be pointed in the right direction. Looks like it points away from you. So when this thing comes around, it's going to stop right here. And it's going to extend and connect to this one. And it's going to deposit all the stuff that it picked up into this guy. So that's how that's going to work. This guy needs to be put on here. It doesn't matter where you put it, okay? It can be wherever you want it to be. So now we have to make our deployers. Oh, or not. Oh, it requires nether crystal. Shoot. I forgot about the nether crystal. Balls. Well, that's it for that. We cannot keep going with the tree farm because we need nether crystal. We need quartz crystals. That is not ideal. No, it is not. Oh. That means that we have to do this the hard way, and that's gonna suck. But that's okay. We can work with it. We can work with this. It's still doable. Alright, so the first thing we're going to make is our mana pools. We should start out with at least 4 of them, right? So we want to have the mana pools straight out, like right here. Four of them is a good start, I think. And now we have to think about where we're going to put our endo flames. We can still do this with our current setup. It's just going to require a little bit more work and elbow grease. Because it means that I can't automate it. So we're going to have to set up a system for feeding the endo flames without create. Like I said, it's doable. It's just a pain in the butt. Okay. Alright, so we're going to need... How many endo flames do I want to make? I got to get the charcoal started. It cooks pretty fast. I could put upgrades in it. We have lots and lots of power, so it's okay. It's perfectly fine. Because we are not ready to go to the nether yet. I want to get the normal bosses killed before we do that. Alright, that should be the last pull on that. Alright, so let's look at endo flames real quick, shall we? So, to make endo flames, we're going to definitely need mystical red flowers. So, let's go ahead and turn these into petals. I want to keep a few petals back in case we need to dupe it. Alright, so to make endo flames, we're going to need 2 brown, 1 red, 1 light gray. 2 brown, 1 red. So 1 red, 2 brown, so we're going to start out with 6 endo flames. And we need light gray. And we're going to need seeds. And our bucket. Alright, so take this off our bar. So this, and that. And this. So 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1. Oh, I did that wrong, didn't I? I did, didn't I? Oh, it's only one gray. Okay. Alright. Give me this back out. One gray. One brown. Or 2 brown. Yeah, that's it. One, 2, that. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2. 1, 2, and 1. Alright, super. Alright, so we have 6 endoflames. So we're going to set these up over here. One, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so now we have the endoflames and the mana pools. So what we're going to have to do now is figure out a wand, because you have to connect things together, right? So I usually like to use purple and blue for my wand. So we need 1 purple, 1 blue. We can throw these in there. And I'll grab these real quick. So we're going to need sticks. Hello? Oh, okay. Catty corner. I was like, what? Okay, so 2 sticks, or is it 3 sticks? I think it's 3 sticks. So let's put our food, our crafting table, this, and then we do this and that. And now we have our wand of the forest. Okay, so we have to get a mana spreader now. So a mana spreader is something that takes mana out of the flowers and sprays it wherever you want it to go. So mana spreader, you're going to need the logs. We're going to need 1 copper ingot and a petal. So we're going to use, we need 3. How many mana spreaders do I need? You know what? Let's change this setup real quick. So 2 mana spreaders. Let's change this. Like that. Okay, so I gotta go get some copper real quick. Okay, give me these. Alright, so we need 2 mana spreaders. Alright, so the mana spreaders you're going to put above the flowers. That's not going to work because we're not going to be using the encased fan. Balls. And this needs to be further away. Like right here. So the encased fan blows the charcoal and then ends up in a hole. Ugh. This is not gonna... We gotta do this a different way. So we're gonna have to use the open crate. We're gonna have to use 2 open crates. Yep. So we're gonna use 2 open crates. And we're gonna have to put redstone on it and all that goobly gop. Ugh. Okay. Alright, so open crates allows you to drop things. If that makes sense. So you really do have to change the way this works or is designed, because you want it to drop so that the flowers can utilize it, right? And only having 1 dropper would be good. So is that where I want it to be? Yes. Okay. So we need our dropper. And we're going to need a hopper and a chest. And we're going to need redstone. Connected. So we'll have to design the flowers around it, unfortunately. So I need a pressure plate. It doesn't matter what you make the pressure plate out of. Well, I mean, like, don't make it out of gold, right? So, like that. And then we're going to need redstone signal, because we have to send the redstone signal up to the crate. So this tells the crate to stop allowing things down. Actually, if I do that, and then I just put a block right here, will that work? I don't know if that works. We'll have to test it out. I mean, it might work. Alright, so we need to make a chest and a hopper And then we'll put a barrel on top, but for right now, that should be sufficient. So let's see if this works. I don't have any coal on me. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of charcoal. So we'll go do this real quick and see what it looks like. Okay, so it does not work. And these guys are not picking it up either. Okay, well, there it goes. So we'll work on that in a second. We got to figure out how to get this doing what I want it to first. Give me that. And then here. I don't redstone, so sorry. So there. That works. Alright, so that's our setup. It's not elegant, it's ugly, and yeah. So it'll only drop one at a time, and it'll wait for the endo flames to pick it up. So now we need to configure these endo flames to these guys. So you go to you, 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 and you go to you. You go to that guy, and you go to that guy. Alright. And it'll start filling these up with mana. And it'll work as long as I put charcoal in it. So I need another barrel, and we're going to have to mass produce charcoal. So I'll probably put some increasers, some speed increasers in our current furnace for thermal. And I'll have to do some massive tree cutting. So see, you can do it without the automation. It's just if you have the automation, it makes it a lot faster, right? It just makes it a lot faster. But ideally, we want to throw in large amounts of charcoal so it'll just do its thing and we don't have to worry about it. We're just going to start out with a regular sized one for right now, and then when we get further into it, we'll upgrade it. We don't have item pipes or anything, so I mean, that's probably as good as it's going to get for now. For now. But it'll just do this. It won't keep dropping them unless an endo flame is picking up the charcoal. So that stops it from wasting. So if you hold your wand over these, you can tell what it's doing. So this one's accepting mana. You can also change it to using mana for devices. But right now we just leave them on accepting mana. Alright, well, it's a good start. That's where we are so far, guys. We can still do what we want to do. It's just going to take a little bit of work. I said the W word. It's It's just going to take a bit of work. This will be the device chest, I guess. Alright guys, I think that's going to be just about it for this episode. So, we can't make the tree farm yet, but that's okay. It's really not that big of a deal. You could totally do this manually. It just takes a little effort. We can add more endo flames to that if we need to, but first we need to really get our charcoal gen going. There's other ways to generate charcoal other than create, so I just wanted to get the tree farm going and stuff, but maybe we'll just do it a different way this time. I don't know, we'll see. I don't want to go to the nether yet because it's going to make everything a lot harder, and we should probably try to smack the bosses before that happens. But anyway, I had a lot of fun today, and I hope you did too, and I will catch you in the next episode. We're going to be doing more Botania and seeing about what we can do with for the charcoal gen. Anyway, you guys take care, okay? Toodles!